Cards and Cannabis, Season 1, Episode 8. What's cooking? It's Friday. You ain't got no job, Smokey. Let me tell you what. Woo! Let me tell you what. Man, let's get into it today. Man, we're talking about a lot of different topics, but today I have no idea what we're going to talk about. All I know is I wanted to show you the diversification of my card portfolio with this Charizard PSA 10. This is a 2020 Charizard VMAX. That's right, VMAX. And other than Charizard, I know there's Pikachu, Blastoise, and that's about it. But I knew one thing. I had to have a PSA 10 Charizard at some point in my life. And I think I got to thank my boys over at Village Coins and Collectibles, Rick and Mike. I got this from those two guys. Check them out. You can find them on Instagram. If you're in the Delaware Valley, they close by. And great guys to do business with. Known them for a minute now. And yeah, man, they've provided me with a lot of good stuff. But diversification. I saw something earlier today, and someone was claiming to be a financial planner, and this individual was making recommendations on how to diversify your portfolio by allocating a certain percentage of your retirement into baseball cards. I say that's a no-go. That is no legal disclaimer, no nothing, just throwing it out there. And I would beg to differ. Only because I've spent the last 25 years of my life working in industries that revolve around capital allocation. And would I say no to every situation? Absolutely not. Would I say yes to every situation? Absolutely not. And just understand this. If you're approaching collecting as a hobby, maybe you got a favorite player, maybe you got a favorite movie. This is a game that has turned into a highly sought after line of collectibles. Any way you look at it, if it's something that you're enamored with, like I like performing arts. So there's a guy out there who I consider to be one of the best. His name is Andrea Bocelli. Okay? I just went and purchased a limited autograph collection of his newest released album. And to me, the value and the price is irrelevant because it's not something that I really particularly ever plan on selling. Now, if you're going back to our sponsor, Excess Energy Drink, individuals that carry this product are referred to as retailers. You can get your favorite product at Ava Grace 1, efit.space, and you can get great uninfused beverages delivered to your front door. No sugar, amazing root beer taste, 14 other different flavors. But you get these products from a retailer, okay? If you're talking about our other sponsor, and that's Perfect Blast Infused Purified Water, that comes from another retailer. And both individuals have to have particular licenses that apply to whatever this beverage falls into, regardless of whether it's uninfused or whether it's infused with cannabis. Let's say it was infused with alcohol, would require another, but it's industry specific. And it's reserved for retailers. You have pipeline distribution, products coming from a manufacturer, they get in the hands of a job or a wholesaler. You have this whole ring-a-meringue about these ports shutting down. That's a middleman. That's a jobber. That's somebody who is another set of hands that touches the product before it gets to the end consumer. And understanding that price appreciates from when it leaves the manufacturer all the way to the time it gets to the consumer. And then the consumer is now looking at a product such as this as an investment of sorts, right? Both are an investment to a retailer, right? Then it comes down to the term you hear, liquidity. How can I convert this product that I bought at price X back into another source of value? It doesn't have to be money. If you came to me and said, I got a pound of green crack, which is a very popular strand of cannabis right now. A lot of people are asking for it. And I said to you, would you like to exchange that pound of cannabis for this Charizard? There may be an individual that would say yes. There may be an individual that would look at me like I'm crazy, right? But needless to say, when you go to your dispensary to purchase your infused products, right, or to your licensed retailer, right, you're usually expecting an exchange for currency, henceforth our paper currency. There's a whole world of investments out there, but needless to say, would you ever try to convince your grandmom to purchase a PSA 10 graded Charizard for her retirement? And I would venture to say no. Even if it was a 1999 Illuminator or 1998, which is the pinnacle of Charizards. You just saw one went for well over north of $1 million. Now, there may only be a handful of those cards, right? We reviewed some cards and some collectibles that have a limited supply. See, this product is manufactured by the tens of thousands. It's sold in pallets, and it comes to the retailers in case quantity, right? They may make 100,000 of these cans a week, okay? And that's why the price is low. A retailer probably get this sub $2. To us, the end consumer, I don't know what people are paying for energy drinks, anywhere from $3 to $5, depending, right? This product, now let's just say that this is a 98 Charizard, there may only be 10 of them. Now, when it comes down to grandma retiring and liquidating this investment, there's only 20 people on earth that matter. There's 10 people that have it in their possession. And they are looking for the only other 10 people that will outcompete all the rest of the people at the best price, which has to be determined between the retailer and the end consumer. You see what I'm saying? If you tell grandma to go back and stock up on, let's say, a whole bunch of boxes and breaks and this and that, grandma's going to be really upset when she goes to sell her Ben Simmons, base third year card that's worth less than the paper it's printed on, right? Or if grandma goes out and invests in, I don't know, who else did the Sixers draft that was a bust? Who else came into the league and went straight into commentating and now got fired by ESPN last week when they cleaned house? I have no idea, but all I know is I would not look at this as an investment if you're not going to treat it like a business. You got to understand, like, the person that carries this can either treat their business as a business, meaning that they're studying the market, they're making the investments, they're developing the relationships, or they're going to be like myself and treat it as a hobby and throw it on the wall, right? And maybe decorate the man cave or whatever they're doing. But I would venture to say that for most people, this is a short-term flip, meaning they're short in the market, or they're a retailer, meaning that they've invested a considerable amount of their own monies or maybe have brought in a second or third layer investor of whatever sorts that's helping them purchase the inventory so that they could do sales day to day, and they've worked themselves into a job until that job has proven itself to be a business, meaning that it's created profitability in year 2 and 3. Then it has market value. And then what I've learned, because I've actually held a business that I built to the 7-figure level, and I held on to it too long to watch it go up, and what goes up must come back down. Now, being more mature in my business years, when you get something to market value, it's smart to sell. That's why cards aren't smart for me as an investment, because I love Kobe Bryant and I ain't selling them. No bank is going to let me borrow against my Kobe Bryant collection unless I got something really, 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 really crazy. Why do you think, like, with automobiles, all like the criteria around automobiles is way different than the criteria around real estate in terms of your insurance and turning on? You can't get a HELOC against your Range Rover or your Chevy Tahoe or whatever car you're driving, but you can get a home equity line of credit that a bank will give you against your home. Why? You can't move it unless your home is on wheels, and nobody's going to give you a HELOC on on a mobile home. You know what I mean? So listen, man, there's some literature out there. I suggest you guys get into it if you're looking at it from the perspective of I want to make money. There's a real good book. It's called Think and Grow Rich. And I just saved you a whole lot of time. It's by Napoleon Hill. But the answer's in the title. Think and Grow Rich. Now, for those of you that are headhunting, trying to get this triple auto USA card, hey man, go after there and get it. Just understand that there's other things out there called RVR. That's risk versus reward. See, certain things are guaranteed and certain things are a gamble. And needless to say, it's all about perspective. So for those of you that are approaching cards as your investment, just understand that athletics and sports is reaching its near pinnacle. What do you mean? I mean, when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander becomes the potential candidate for the first person to make $1 million a game played, you tell me, how high can it continue to go? It's only going to go as high until the fans revolt, because it's a Ponzi scheme right now. They keep taking the money and sending it up to the top of the pyramid. But at what point does the base layer fall out? And it could be relatively soon, because if you follow the market, you know that your S&P, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, my senior, he's retired legit in his early 70s, and he was talking about how his 401k outperformed last year, and I said, yeah, that's due to the 7 weight-bearing companies in your portfolio, and I'm sure your 401k is heavily divested in the S&P 500, right? It's why you see year-end right now. Company, wow, is Tesla going up? They ain't produce anything new, come out with anything. I mean, they keep saying that they're going to get this new full self-driving technology. I believe in it. Don't get it twisted. But, like, why did the stock just jump 30% in the past couple weeks? You say it's all called market rotate. It's called cyclical rotation in the market. Money rotates. There's only so much money that's out there that can go around the pinwheel till it comes back around. You know what I mean? And any standard investor, of course, he's going to want to make himself look good at the end of the year by putting all of his investments into the highest performing asset. So when he writes his year-end review for his customers, he can say, yeah, we were in Tesla all year long. We knew what we were doing. You're over there playing with meme stocks on Reddit, following Nancy Pelosi. So needless to say, that's that. We got Bud. Boop. And this Bud right here, this is lemon cherry gelato. This is looking really good. And I don't know if you can see, it's not really focusing on the Bud right now. If we can get it in there, it's got some real good crystals. And you can't see it, but real good nugs. That's lemon cherry gelato. You could check that out on Leafly and get out the specs. But it's Friday, baby. And